Welcome. Thank you very much. I got a good ovation from the crowd. This is Mark, and I'm here providing an update on Greater Life for All, along with my friend from the UK, Richard. Rich, you want to say hello to the world?
Yeah, definitely. You can't believe this. Now my computer says it needs to be plugged into a power source. Wait a minute. Oh, God. It's been all go here this morning, I can tell you. Well, apologies, viewers, for the slight delay in this broadcast. We've had a few technical difficulties. But, yeah, it's good. It's rolling. We're here. We're live.
Okay. So I wanted to give a quick update about overall Greater Life for All, and also about how we can, start doing things now. And I've been thinking about, what is, Greater Life for All, and whether we think about it or not, every day that we are, every day we are living Greater Life for All. Whether we're kind of like fully engaged or aware of it or not, it's something that we are doing. And the thing is, we're either living our Greater Life for All or someone else's Greater Life for All. And however we perceive our Greater Life to all to be is our Greater Life for All. And one thing that I've been becoming more aware of is, if I'm doing Greater Life for All, is my Greater Life for All Greater Life for me or Greater Life for all? And it's to have that, awareness. Am I serving or doing things only for myself, or am I doing things for myself and others? Because the whole concept about Greater Life for All is that what you are doing, or I am doing, I'm included and everybody else is included. And the way that a lot of us, or I could say that I've been, brought up and everything like that, is that I've been brought up to, have goals, and to, get a job, to, work at a company or have a profession or whatever. And it's always been like what, has been suggested that I be and or do whatever. And when I think about it, I've been living, not my Greater Life for All. I've been living Greater Life for All that others have been telling me to live, or suggesting I live. And a lot of people, go through life and they're living life in which they are not happy at the job or whatever, or they're doing things in which they're not feeling fulfilled. And for me, Greater Life for All, is taking everybody into account, and it's about taking others' feelings into account as well. And as I'm becoming more and more aware of my interactions with others and how I'm interacting with other people, like, for example, instead of complaining, like if I'm going to complain, is the complaining about me? Like, am I complaining? Like, for me, I'm asking myself, is complaining, Greater Life for All? Greater Life for All approach would be having a discussion. Because out of the discussion, you could actually come up with a solution instead of a complaint. Because what is a complaint? It's a complaint is a one-sided discussion. It's you having a discussion with you about something else. But why not have a discussion with somebody else, and it's no longer a complaint, it's a discussion, and then what happens is that you come up with a solution, and the solution is Greater Life for All. Because you are resolving a certain issue amongst each other, for the betterment of others, not just yourself. Because I think that, like one thing is you know, the whole concept, you know, can be, you know, rather, you know, confusing or whatever, you know. And a lot of us live in like a me, because we've been brought up in a me world, you know. Everything, like a lot of people, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm being like a general term, a lot of people out in life for themselves. And a lot of people actually do very well with this type of model, being out in it for themselves. But in the end, it's themselves. And it takes people like a long time, or how much of one thing can they actually just, and then you say, well, maybe if I do it for all. Philanthropy is like, you know, is an example. Like a lot of, you know, super wealthy people are becoming philanthropists. But the thing is that they've lived greater life for self for a long time, but they provided, a lot of people provided greater life for all in the organization they started, but also a lot of people provided greater life for themselves and became really super wealthy. And after have all this wealth or whatever, they're like, wait a minute, maybe if I do philanthropy and provide more for all, you know? But why wait? Why wait for a certain point for greater life for all to be a part of you? Because who wouldn't want a greater life for all? The greater life for all is for you, me, and everybody. It's in all the things that we do. And the thing is that we're trying to bring out here about greater life for all is that we all have our own greater life for all experience. We all have our own talents, our own abilities, our own us, our own things that make us who we are. And we need to find out what it is. Because if we don't really find out what it is, or start, like, you know, whatever, we'll be always living somebody else's greater life for all. And there are a lot of people out there in this world that are actually living their own greater life for all. And there are people that truly do live it. And it is available, and there is enough of everything for everybody. There's a plethora of people in this world that can benefit from greater life for all. I think everybody can benefit from greater life for all. You know? And I was doing some thinking, and you know, about how can you get started with greater life for all, or having a greater life for all? How can you get started? Like, if you're not sure, like, what this greater life for all stuff, right? And if you're not sure about what your talent is, maybe you think your job is awesome, which is awesome. If your job is awesome, you really like your job, and do your job better. You know, make it greater life for all. But if you're not sure what you're doing or whatever, and you're just at a state of mind, like a place or whatever, where you're not even sure wow, this greater life for all sounds very overwhelming, confusing. Well, just think about it. Think about greater life for all. And what is it? You don't really need to do anything, but think about it. There's a lot of people that you know, believe the saying, because there's a saying out there saying, I become what I think about. And there's a lot of people that believe it. And whether or not you believe it, the fact is, I become what I think about. If you think about it, what have you been thinking about your whole entire life? And I know it's really hard to like, wow, I become what I think about. But if you could take that and say, all right, I become what I think about, and then you just think about greater life for all, and you just keep on thinking about more and more. Like, what is greater life for all? Well, eventually start happening is that you'll start becoming your greater life for all, because that's all you think about. And why not just think about how awesome would it be to have a greater life for all, but whatever it is. I don't know what it is. But if I think about it long enough, if I think about what would my greater life for all be, and I think about greater life for all long enough, my life could become greater life for all, whatever that greater life for all is. And the beauty about it is that everybody has their own greater life for all. Everybody's greater life for all is different. Not everybody's on the same greater life for all. And the thing is that the more people have greater life for all, the greater life for all experience becomes. Because more and more people are relaying out that energy of greater life for all, and the greater life for all for everybody, because greater life for all for everybody. It just keeps on going. And there's less of greater life for me. Greater life for me is, you know, you're living somebody else's greater life. So why live someone else's greater life when you can live your own greater life? And you know what? Your greater life is not just for you. Your greater life is for all. There's a greater life for all. Our greater life is everyone's greater life. And that's one of the biggest things I would like to get out there, is that it's not just about us. And greater life for all is never going to be for sale. Your greater life will never be sold. Because you can't put a price on your greater life. No one can put a price on greater life for all. And that's the beauty about it, is that we're our own greater life for all. Each and every one of us has their own greater life for all. If we think about greater life for all more like long enough and more, you'll start seeing greater life for all. And you don't even do much, but be who you are. And the beauty about it all is educating somebody else about it, and telling someone else about greater life for all. Because you know what, like, it's great to have greater life for all for you, but if greater life for all for everybody is actually a better thing, so you have to pass it on. Pass on greater life for all for somebody else. Be greater life for all work. Tell people work about greater life for all. Let them see what it's like as well. So we become greater life for all, like, you know, examples everywhere we are. And you know, I want you know, my friend Richard in the UK, you know, has some all to say. So Richard, why don't you elaborate more about things you're up to these days?
Yeah, sure, we'll do, Mark. But first of all, for people, I thought I'd do a quick screen share, you know, to show some of the progress that's been made there lately. So what I'm going to do for people is, if I can, is show the website and one of the pages from the website. Let's try and do that. Okay, I'm starting a screen share. So what you should see on your screen is a statement on the home page for Greater Life for All. It's the continuous process of Greater Life for All begins with you. Within each of us lies the possibility and promise of a depth potential, which is our individual and collective call to action to live life moment to moment as it really matters. Now, there's lots more to it on the page. The website address is gl4a.org, and in there you'll find a blog stream as well, where the pioneers Tom Cassidy and Brian Sykes have written for us, talking there about a greater open source for all and what's really meant by greater life for all. So I'm sure you all got lots of questions, things that you want to know. Now, from my point, I just want to affirm what Mark's been saying. I think far too many people live just for themselves, and they forget the rest of the world. So if they're happy and content in their home, in their neighborhood, their country, nation, that, you know, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes in other countries don't affect them. And I think the whole thing about Greater Life for All is to consider the relationships that we have with one another, the fact that the globe is not such a big place anymore. It's become like a village, and you're listening to a hangout with a guy in America talking with a guy in England, and with many more members across the world in Tasmania, Africa, Panama. So this kind of thing would have been unheard of uh, centuries ago, but now with modern technology it's possible. And I think we have a responsibility to love one another and care for one another and encourage one another and to expand our horizons beyond uh, our home, our families, our friends, our workplaces, to other counties, states, countries, nations, to embrace humanity and to offer our best. I mean, we've got serious problems: global warming, climate, energy, and all the rest of it. And there needs to be more positive, pioneering, um, and collaborative work to solve these problems. Um, we need to shift. Hi, Tom. Good to see you now. Um, Looking a little bit foxy, if I may say. Anyway, let's getting back on point about desiring a greater life for all. That means not just trying to impress the people that can put more money in our pockets through work and working harder and smarter, but also I think we can be a positive influence to everyone we see, even the cashier at the till who's having a hard, stressful day. We can bring um, some positivity, some bright smiles, some compliments. We can take an interest in those people. We can pass on the things that we're learning in these communities. We can share our insights. And I just want to, if I could reach through this screen, I would probably give Mark a big tap on the back, because I think he's doing an awesome job with T-Wiz. Mark's taken it outside the communities and spoken to friends, and everyone's jumping on board, and it's lovely to see and witness. He was talking with his friend Jacob the other day, Jewish guy with deep understandings of sacred text. And well, if there are any biblical scholars out there, I'm sure you can have lots of interesting questions for him. Returning back to the Greater Life for All, it really is huge. I think we are all beginning to understand that we are much more potent and powerful and capable than we've been led to believe by negative or critical parents or employers, or just what we've just kind of allowed to sink in through news, media, and what have you. And I think once you get on to a good thing, if you know what's best for you and the rest of the world, it's to kind of share it with others, to give it away and not hold on to it, but to tap into our true source, the creator of all things, and to be the best we can for everybody, to be the example, to take off the limits and restrictions, and to drop our fears of poverty and lack of this and lack of that. Because I think the more people get along with one another and are responsible and responsive to their neighbours' needs, whatever, I think we do begin creating a better and lovely world for all. Can you imagine a place where governments are collaborating with one another for a kind of global healthcare? So wherever you go, you're covered, where there are not boundaries and restrictions, um, where you can trade more easily. Um, I think we have some awesome opportunities available to us. Um, uh, Sorry, some text in the chat window there. Yeah, I think that we can all do our bit, however uh, big or small that is. And we all need to start with ourselves. Um, you know, Gandhi once said, "Be the change that you desire to see in the world." And I think if you want more peace and harmony and love in the world, we've got to be the example. We've got to be more loving and caring to our friends. We're going to have to make some compromises for the greater good. Yeah. Mark, do you want to get back to you on that?
All right, so I wanted to give an update as well. We are writing a collaborative book that is going to be, put out on the Amazon or Kindle shortly, which is going to be basically sharing life experiences as relates to Greater Life for All. And each person is going to have the opportunity to share their own perspective. And so it's going to be sort of like an intro into what Greater Life for All is and about the things that we do. And also, there's been talk about starting a weekly podcast. And the weekly podcast is basically going to be, obviously, it will be accessible anytime, but we'll do our best to provide a weekly update, even if there is no update, but just to give information about Greater Life for All and any type of developments we might have. Just because the whole thing is we want to get the message out there. The beauty about Greater Life for All is that, it's open source, it's open to everybody. Everybody's open to having their own Greater Life for All. So our goal is just basically to bring the message out to as many people as possible so people can start living a Greater Life for All sooner. Why wait? Why wait for something to happen to have Greater Life for All? So we want to do this weekly podcast basically to give more awareness about Greater Life for All and how different ways you could be Greater Life for All. And updates about things that we're doing over here and updates about anything else. It's just going to be an informative way of getting word out there. And we're going to see more and more, awesome things because Greater Life for All is just as great as you intend it to be. It's a beauty about it. It's fully customizable. No one's telling you how to live Greater Life for All. It's your own Greater Life for All. However it is, but the major thing that, should be like what I think about is, my Greater Life for All. Is it just for me? Is it my Greater Life for All? Or is it really is Greater Life for All? And start thinking about that because it makes life I think for me it makes life a lot easier. Is this just about my own interests? Like when I'm doing something? Like I said about complaining. Complaining is a classic thing because complaining is a one-sided agreement. You discussing with yourself, but you don't have the other person in mind. You want to share about that, Richard?
Yeah, I think that there are far too many people that focus on the things that they don't like, and what they don't realise is what you sow is what you reap. So what you focus on, you get more of. So if you're focusing on higher food prices, fuel costs, and whatever, but not thinking about ways how you can earn more money or economize or share cars or whatever, it's kind of course you're going to come under it. I think you've got more than me. I don't see that one. Okay. Yeah.
Well, the thing about greater life for all and about life, that we can have fun, and that's what greater life is, because we like to have fun and be who we are. Because greater life for all is you living your life, greater life for all, and enjoy it. It's joy. It's fun. Greater life for all is who doesn't want to have greater life for all? I mean, this thing about that, a thought to consider is, who wouldn't want a greater life? Richard, who wouldn't want a greater life for all?
Well, yeah. No, I think everybody in their right minds would want a greater life for all, because basically there's so many people living in fears, insecurities, fears of being robbed, fears of being mugged, fears of their assets being stripped or vandalized. So much attachment to material things that you can't take with you past the grave. Life is for living, and I think that the more we grow in love and understanding of each other, the more compassion we have for one another. You know what? If we help each other become really wealthy, and somebody actually dings your door, a car door in a car park, you're not going to get stressed out about it. It's because you're going to think, oh, it's no problem. I know somebody who knows somebody, or oh, it's just a little thing. And I think that yeah, living a greater life will help us all get things into a much better perspective. I think there's this tendency, uh, especially in built-up areas in cities, where there's a lot of stress and strife, and the no-go areas and all that stuff. I think that, fear, insecurity, whatever. But when you get this relationship with a true source, higher power, um, God, God personally, and embrace His desires for heaven on earth, and you start connecting and transferring that onto others, you know, heaven on earth for everybody. Well, that means wherever you go on earth, you're going to find the kind of heaven that you come from. So there's not going to be the kind of like, oh, but they don't have this, or but they don't have that, because there'll be more greater desire to share and to give wealth. Um, like, there's some pretty amazing statistics. You know, um, I think I heard some years ago that if everyone were to give, I may be wrong on this, okay, it was quite a few years ago, but I think it was something like if everyone gave away £6,000 or something like that, it would end world poverty. There would no longer be a third world or something. And when you think of it, for the greater good, it'd be worth it, because yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be fantastic to help our neighbours, maybe in Africa or whatever, or where AIDS is a problem, to wipe it out, um, and to give people decent homes instead of having to live in shanty towns. And yeah, I mean, there's so many things we take for granted, that we need to be grateful for. And on the subject of gratitude, that was the week's teaching on the Reasonable Wealth series the other week, and it was lovely to see the number of people jump on and make constructive comments, and what a greater, happier, more fulfilling life we can have by maintaining that attitude of gratitude. I mean, Mark, you've done some great artwork with the graphics and playing on words and willitude and can you do screen shares on some of those things you've done, Mark?
I was just having fun with that.
Yeah, yeah. I look. Mark and I are not professional speakers. We've got our faults, just like anyone else. We're just. I don't want to. I don't want to. I was going to say average, but that's not being fair on either of us. I think what we desire for ourselves and everyone else in the communities, beyond the communities, across the world, for people to have and give and create a greater life for all. So they're going to you're going to be watching this, and you might be thinking, "Oh, who are these guys? And what about this? And what about that?" Well, you have an opportunity to jump in when we do these hangouts. We're hoping to start doing them on a weekly basis. Come and join in. If you think things are missing, jump in. Have your say. If you're not happy about this, that, and the other, and you've got a good, positive solution, recommendation, jump in. Have your say. This is what it's all about. This is not just me and Mark mucking around on a Sunday afternoon. This is kind of like, well, we're serious about this. We're embracing this. This is becoming a part of us, and we're trying to live it out every day. And you know, we hope that there'll be people that can infuse, bring more enthusiasm and passion and zeal and wisdom and intelligence to really take this forward. I mean, let me tell you, you're just saying me and Mark, but there are a lot of people behind the scenes. People with technical expertise, people with financial expertise. There's a lot of awesome possibilities. There are a lot of things in the pipeline. We've been talking about doing a Greater for Life Rule tour, going on tour. You know, and nobody's said just the States or just the UK. It could be going on a Greater Life Rule tour across the world. You know, maybe ending up in theatre halls or community halls and sharing the message. Come on, let's get our act together. Let's have a revival. Why not? Why just be limited with flesh and blood? Yeah, let's roll with it. God, why do we keep looking up to people? Why do we kind of looking up to people and say, oh, we want to become like them? Let's be ourselves. Let's be true to who we are and what God's given us. I'm telling you, Mark is a world changer. We had a lovely personal conversation last night, and this guy impacted my life. He challenged me on a few areas in my life where none of my local friends have had the courage to do so. And I shared those things with my wife, and I think, do you know what? I need to work on that area. I need to deal with those issues, because those issues are getting in the way of more free flowing and grace and all the rest of it. So we're here to help one another and to share what we're learning with you, and we want to invite you to share with us on this platform, or your own thing. You don't have to be limited or constricted in any way, but we just want to exhort every listener and encourage every listener, be the best you can be. Be the great example. You know, if you can change the world, you can make a difference. One person can make a difference. So start with yourself and take it out. You know, like each one, reach one. If
Awesome.
you go ahead, Mark.
I just want to wrap up. One word came to mind over here. I was just like, you know, I don't know why I have it put on the computer, but the word vigilance. Greater Life for All requires constant vigilance. And, you know, one of the definitions of vigilance is the ability to maintain attention and alertness over prolonged periods of time. So, Greater Life for All, constant vigilance on Greater Life for All. And eventually, Greater Life for All becomes a reality.
Yeah.
So, on that note, we're going to sign off. Rich, do you want any last quick words for everybody?
Yeah, I'd say that things are not always what they appear to be, and I think we all need a huge dose of humility and the courage to think outside of our box and outside of the beliefs that we've taken on board from people in our past. And we need to be open to new things, new realms, new possibilities, and to allow faith to rise in us and to run with that faith. All things are possible. Your dreams can come true. If you have a dream that's going to make the world a better place, and you know everyone living on this planet, if they saw it, heard it, and understood it, would jump at it. Money is not the issue. Money is not the issue. People will give money to things that they believe in. People will give time, money, energy, resources to things that they believe in and want to see come about. If you look at Branson, he didn't say, well, I can't take people on rides to the moon. This guy said, well, why don't we have a cruise liner that will take people so they can see the Earth from space? He didn't think about the impossibilities. He had a dream and said, right, well, let's get together. Let's do it. And wow, what an amazing guy. I mean, and there are lots of other amazing people on this planet, and you're one of them. So don't believe the lies and the negativity that people have spoken over you in childhood or school years. Believe the best in yourself, the very best. And I'll tell you, when Mark and I and other people see and hear and witness other people wanting to develop themselves for the greater good, for a greater life for all, yeah, we're going to be behind you, 100%. This is the place. This is a good place to come to make a fresh start. And we look forward to seeing you next week, and hopefully we'll have a few more reports from people, their highlights, their breakthroughs on their own personal greater life for all. This is gonna be fantastic. Awesome.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to sign off, and Greater Life for All, week 1 to the close.
Okay.
Ciao.
Okay.